Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance, and this is a 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG, and we're located on the north spawn of Karelia, and it's a standard battle, and the commander of this vehicle is Guji72, and we've covered some of his replays before. Indeed, I think we've covered some of his replays in the 212, and he's done rather well in it, so I'm expecting this is going to be a pretty good battle. And we can see the ubiquitous log on the side of the vehicle. Most Soviet vehicles carried them. There was a very good reason for carrying the log. If the vehicle got bogged down in the extremely muddy Soviet countryside, the log could be attached to the tracks at the front, and by moving the tracks just slightly forward, the log would gain purchase on the ground, and the tank could then move its way out of the mud just in case it got stuck. So very efficient, the log. All tanks used to carry them. In fact, some tanks used to carry quite a lot of logs because they used to use them as extra armour. But of course, if that tank did get hit, usually it would mean a lot of burnt firewood flying everywhere. Okay, T-29. It's a Tier 7 American Heavy. That's out. Oh, no result. How odd. Very odd indeed. Okay, Guji's reloading. 15 seconds to go. Right, that Sparpanzer's up on the donut. The horseshoe. This is the horseshoe area of Karelia. And that Sparpanzer just got wiped out by a Batchat 25T. This is a Tier 9 battle. Okay, and there's a Stura Mill that's doing what a Stura Mill does, which is stay absolutely still. Oh my gum! There was a 212 there as well, and both of them together. Oh, the ram went in and hit the Stura Mill for 453 and hit the 212 for 302 hit points. That's a really good strike. So basically, it's a twofer. Pity he didn't get the bombardier, but it was a close one. That's the thing about tank destroyers. They stay still whilst they're shooting to get an accurate aim, and when they do that, they lay themselves very vulnerable to being hit by counter battery, or counter battery by a carefully aimed shot. He's firing in on the 212, and he's taken the 212 out! He must have damaged the Stura Mill at the same time, because the shells seem to land next to the 212 and wipe it out. Or did it actually? I think it may have hit the 212 directly, but it still would have splashed the Stura Mill. Right, AT-15, Tier 8 British TD. He's having a ding-dong battle there. It's loaded, puts his aim over the target and rounds out. Accurate, but all it did, unfortunately, is it just landed in front of the AT-15, splashed him, damaged him for 223, but tracked him in the process, so it kept him fixed for a short while. He's wearing off his stun. It's almost gone. Right, there's a gap there. He might be able to put that a shell down onto that T-34. Probably not, actually. I think that the arc of the shell means that I think it would hit the rock face before it hits the tank. You can usually tell that by pulling back until you get a red line. Tease it over the target. Right. Now, the enemy's being crafted. There's an M46 pattern coming up behind our guys, but that Comet's been taken out, so... Now, can we get a shell into that M46 pattern? He's going round the rock the other side, or is he just trying to get unsighted before he moves? I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get unsighted, but it's not going to help him, because I think there is somebody spotting him from the dip. That's the T-71. So he can't get unsighted even while he's behind. Oh, he is now unsighted. I think the T-71 came up against the rock face and lost sight of the M46 temporarily. T-71's headed to the enemy cap now. Either that or he's going to shoot at the enemy in the eastern pass from behind. There's a Yank Tiger down there he could go after. But Guji's going to go after that T-25AT. Around as close as he can. He does take out the T-25AT with splash. Wasn't a direct hit, it was a splash, and he did manage to stun the AT-15 in the process. Only 103 hit points, but it was enough. The T-71's turned around. He's coming back to deal with that T-28, the M46 pattern and the T-69. Guji's aiming in on T-28 now. It's going to help his teammate in the T-25AT. He's loaded. Dials in the aim and rounds out. Direct hit! 413 hit points. That's a really good strike. And the T-28's been taken out. So he's picked up some stun assists straight away. It was taken out by the T-25AT. So he did help his team there. But we've lost sight of the T-69 and we lost the T-71 in the process. He was taken up by the M46 pattern over at the grid square E1. Right, T-69's gone behind the rock, but he can still be seen. Not very helpful for him sitting there. Round out. No, didn't do anything. I think the trajectory of the shell... Oh, he did! It did! It stunned him! We didn't see the stun, and the moment he took a shot, he picked up... Gucci picked up some stun assist. Right, the enemy's down to just 3 tanks now, against 6. Okay, we've got a Jagdtiger 88, been spotted. We're loaded. It's at the maximum extent of range. That's why the reticule was flat at the other end. Gucci styling in his aim again. He needs to, because it's focusing on the Batchat 25T. As long as he keeps him there, stationary, rounds out. No result. I wonder actually if the reticule was actually aimed directly at the target. I'm not sure about that. I could see 2 reticules while he was dialing in, you see, and it may have been that he had right hand mouse looking down and he was aiming at a different spot. I'll look at that in the replay later on. M46 pattern, he can splash it from here. Rounds out. And he does! It backed away. It was right hiding behind that rock, unsighted. And of course he picked up the full splash, and that's left the west flank, or the north flank you might say, of Karelia open, and that T-54 lightweight and the T-25AT are piling on into the cap. Right, SU-14-1, this is for a counter battery because he's already taken out the 212. Can he dial in the aim quickly enough? Oh, it gets hit, rounds out. He can splash it, and he does! And that's the final shot of the game, and he gets a counter battery into the process. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats then. Right, it was a 3rd class tanker for Guji 72 in the 212A. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12 in that one. And he gets a fighter badge because he managed to get at least 4 kills. But on top of that, he picked up the counter battery because he wiped out the SU-14-1 and the 212A during that battle. Both of the enemy Arty fell to him. If we have a look at the team scores, well, we can see that Guji came second on team score on damage, 2,696 hit points. He came joint top when it came to kills with 4, with the Batchatillon, the 25T. Who was very active, if you remember, during that battle. And Guji came 3rd when it came to base XP of 799. Right, he fired 10 shots, got 3 direct hits, 3 penetration, 11 splash. He did damage of 2,696 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. I should actually note that he did hit more than he fired rounds. I think that's because he was getting multiple hits on the Sturmil, the 212, and when he fired at the T-25-2 and hit the AT-15 at the same time. He damaged 9 enemy vehicles but killed 4. He also did stun assistance of 436 hit points and caused 10 stuns in total. On a standard account, he earned 24,127 credits, and after ammunition resupply for 10 rounds, which is expensive, he had 5,027 credits left. He received base XP of 799, but it was ×2 for the first victory of the day, so he took away 1,598 experience points in total. So well done, Gucci. Another counter battery for your collection. Extremely good battle. I'm just worried about one of the shots that you fired. I think I'll have to go back and have a look at that, because it looked like there was 2 reticules. It may be down to the fact that I'm using Aslains mods at the moment, and it does actually have a double reticule on aiming for Arty. So I'll take a look at that and see why that shot went astray. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, because it's run for the benefit of the members, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.